Okay, parents, so this is a really quick overview of how your student can access information and activities that they need while they're at home, whether it's a virtual day that we're all doing school-wide, or if your student is home being sick or is on quarantine due to COVID or other circumstances. So everything that we have starts in Schoology. This would be a Schoology course for a student, and there are two main folders. The first folder has course resources in it. This usually includes the teacher's syllabus and perhaps some other materials that they may need. But what I want to draw your attention to is the student MacBook FAQ. On here are common questions that the kids may have where their MacBook is pretty much functioning, but maybe they can't find how they're supposed to type on a PDF document that the teacher has assigned for them. So there's actually a link that takes them to some directions on how to do that. Perhaps they've forgotten where their Schoology is located or their Power School. This is a quick little reminder that they have an LCSD folder like this in the corner, and their apps are available there. Most importantly, it reminds them at the very top that if they have a mechanical problem with their actual MacBook, that it does not work or it's not working well, it physically has something that needs to be corrected, Ms. Harmon can be contacted by putting in a ticket. And to do that, they go to their LCD1 folder, and there is a place where it says a student help ticket, and they would submit that ticket that explains to her what the problem is so that she can contact them, whether at home or whether they're at school, to be able to find out more information and correct that problem. So going back into Schoology, the other folder, which is the one your student's going to need to be very familiar with, is called a week at a glance. And inside that week at a glance folder, there should be a weekly folder for each week of school. So this is last week's week at a glance. And you'll see that there's a document version and there's a slides version. So I'm just going to show you that real quickly. So here's the document version. Both of the versions, you'll notice, has the same information at the top. Very important. Your student should be able to see what time the class starts, should also be able to locate the teacher's office hours, and there should be a recurring Zoom link. So if your student is at home and is not able to come to class and corresponds with the teacher and says, I think I really need to attend this class tomorrow, this reminds them of what time the class starts, and they would hop on the Zoom to do that. If they need to talk with the teacher during a time outside of class, the teacher has posted what their office hours are, when they're available, that they could talk to the student using their Zoom link again. They would correspond at 9:30 to 10. So the student could ask clarifying questions. If they're stuck on something or need a little more additional information, this would be a good time to do that. This is what the slides version looks like. Similar. Same information, the week, the Zoom link would be there, the class schedule, the teacher's name, the block, the office hours, and then each day is set up to where it has the events and the activities. So here's what you should see when you're looking. This is what your students should be looking for. This gives the learning target or the objective for the day's lessons, and these are the activities to complete those. So last week, they had an objective of I can access and interact materials that I need for class, whether in class personally or virtually at home. So we all had a virtual day drill assignment. Notice where this assignment is. It's in the week 2 WAG. So when the student goes back into their week 2 WAG, here is their virtual day drill assignment that they should have completed either here or at home. For other activities, you'll notice like this one, this was a handout that was given in class. So if this is something the student needs to complete because they were not here that day, they would need to correspond with the teacher to see if the teacher could share a digital copy for that. These are linked to websites or activities that the student can complete on their own through these links. Okay. Notice down here, there's another one that had a handout. So perhaps they would need to contact the teacher again and say, hey, can you email me a copy of the handout, or how may I pick that up? These are linked directly to a website or somewhere that will take that information. The kid would complete it, the student would complete it on the website. Okay. So hopefully this is helpful to give you some insight on where your student needs to find their information. It's consistent throughout the school. Everyone has a week at a glance WAG, and that provides you with the learning targets and the agendas for the day. And notice this one even reminded students that they've got an upcoming quiz or test. So hopefully this is helpful to you and that you and your student can have a successful at-home virtual learning experience this year.